Hello, this is ELB. Let's get back to work. Last time we solved the bug of the vanishing stabbing, as odd as that sounds. So what was happening was when we got close to an enemy, either at this angle or this angle, trying to stab would cause the sword to vanish. And I discovered that the reason for it had to do with had to do with the granularity system in the animation, where it would determine exactly how much it needs to move and rotate the weapon to ensure that it keeps everything covered with the hit detection. And because it was ending up at 0, we were getting nan for the coordinates, aka not a number. I'm still not totally sure why it only happened from the left and from the bottom and not from the right and from the top. But at this point, I don't think it matters too much. After all, the bug was solved. So, what are we doing this time? Well, I think it would be safe to try to implement the special attacks, which should not be too complicated, hopefully. So, real quick though, before we do that, let's make sure that we can stab right from the get-go, rather than having to combo into it from our first attack. So for now, let's get rid of this. And we had that code in the sword itself for determining direction when it came to what attack was going to be used. I think it was in the destroy. Yeah. Attack direction. Where did we get it? Oh, there's attack direction. Okay. So we're simply going to be stealing this piece of code, and I'm going to turn it into a script. So I'll call it SCR Math Cardinal Directions. So we're going to change this from attack direction to just var direction. We're going to turn the angle differences into argument 1 and argument 2, or argument 0 and argument 1, I should say. And then rather than having attack direction be set to this new number, we're simply going to return it. So we return 1, we return 2, we return 3, we return 4, and of course return 0. Okay. getting rid of this boolean, which is unnecessary since it was only for the combo tree. And there we go. So, argument 0 will be direction 1. Argument 1 will of course be direction 2. And then our explanation. This code gives us a direction based on 2 different angles. One being the direction faced or looking in or something along those lines. The other, the card, with the other being, I'm explaining this terribly. Hold on one moment. Let's look at that other code again. Move direction and aim direction. So we'll turn this to main direction and actually, I guess it doesn't matter which order they're in. So yeah, direction 1 and 2. So this code gives us, damn thing, one of the 4 cardinal directions, or none of, or no direction. We are using 2 angles to determine, say, we'll use the example that this is being designed for, the direction being moved in compared to the direction we're looking in. Okay, and that should work. Okay. Based upon how this is set up, it would never return 0 unless something got really screwed up, but that should be fine. So we'll say if, what was it, L stick active, I think? Yeah, or left stick active. If left stick active equals false, and we do this, else var stick direction. equals scr math cardinal directions. Then we're going to use player move direction, player aim direction. Okay, if var stick direction equals 3 is down. Sword 1 stab. We don't want it to be combo, we want it to be start, which doesn't exist yet, so we'll create that real quick. Attacks, sword, duplicate, rather than being combo, it'll be start. Okay. Can change these two to 0. And we can change distance to 5 to start, and then it'll go down to 3. And that should be good. Okay, let's see if this works. So doing a stab attack should be as easy as pushing in any direction. Oh, that's... Why did I do it down? I just realized that I did it in the complete wrong direction. That's odd. Okay, try one more time. So doing a stab should be as easy as moving in any direction and then just pressing the button. So this means that if you're running around and you want to start swinging instead of stabbing, you have to let go of the stick first, which is simple enough. So because we only have the stab, let's make sure that we still have an attack happen if we press in a different direction. Okay. That works exactly as it's supposed to. So, like I said, we're going to try doing the special attacks, and the first one I have in mind is this one. Or at least one to test as a special attack. So we have a couple small issues facing us. With the way that we want to design this, we want all 4 face buttons to be special attacks, right? Of course, currently the A button and the B button already do something. The A button can lift stuff up and, put stuff down, and the B button lets us dodge. So all we have to do, I suppose, is make it so that those only activate if you're not holding the right bumper or the left bumper. However, something feels wrong with that to me, and I'm trying to work through how exactly I want to do this in my head. We could do at least a little bit of... or we could use a little bit of drag and drop right here real quick. And we'll do this. So, if... hold on. Does drag and drop not have anything for gamepads? Because they have something for the mouse. Or would that be in events? We have mouse events, other, game start, user defined. Okay, well, never mind. Drag and drop won't work for that. Okay, well. We'll do what I didn't really want to do, was add this if statement at the beginning of each of these pieces of code. So let's see, if GP shoulder R. There we go. Actually, let's change this real quick. And there we go. So now the A button will not do anything if the right bumper is being held. Let's make sure to do the same over here. Alright. Let's give those both a quick test. B button dodges, A picks up the rock, then if I'm holding right bumper, B button does nothing, A button does nothing. What if I pick up the rock and hold right bumper? A does nothing. But the trigger did indeed throw the rock still, which is what we wanted. So, assuming we are setting our samurai attack to the A button. Oh. This should be as simple as... Oh, here, I should add this real quick. Whether or not the right bumper is being held. There we go. Okay. So we already know what doing an attack should look like. All it is the single line of code. Rather than being SCR attack sword 1 start, all we're going to have it be is SCR attack test. I'm also going to make it so that what am I looking for? Oh, in here. I'm also going to make it so that we don't do this attack at the end of the combo for in that little spin attack. Oh, come on. Okay. Let's give this a test. Oh, that's kind of buggy. But it's also what I was worried about. So, as you can see right now, when I'm doing this, I create another sword when I press the button. So let's go about fixing that problem. So first easy way to fix this for now is to make it so that we simply cannot do that if there's another sword. But you'll see that we then run into one more issue. The button doesn't do anything until we finish the other attack. So that sounds a little odd. So ideally the combos, or we're able to do another attack at a certain point due to combo timing. But special attacks are supposed to be something that we can activate almost any time, as opposed to having to wait for another attack to finish. Well, as opposed to having to wait for the entire recovery of another attack to finish. So that means we need to figure a way to make it so that the player can hijack the situation from the sword, because it's the sword that's controlling everything when this is going on. So I think the easiest way to do that would be to say have a no attacking variable. Although I think we already have one of those. We have no moving, no dodging, no aiming, no turning. So that means we're now adding no attacking. Whether or not the player can attack at the moment. So this should give us... Oh, it's not even properly... Well, so this will fix this from happening, which obviously we don't want that to happen either. You don't want to be able to swing the sword while holding the rock. How long has this been going for? 27 minutes? Give me just one moment to check something. Oh. My rice is almost done. So we're just going to quickly implement that no attacking, and then we will be done for now. You might have been able to hear the rice go off. So rather than basing this off of however many swords are out, we're going to base this off of if no attacking equals 0. Okay. Same for the face button. So the one problem we have now is making sure that that no attacking can line up with our various combos. Although it would be easy to just slap it into the animation points as well. That's a bit tougher to determine. You know what? I'm actually rather hungry, so I'm gonna sit on this and think about it for a bit. Thank you very much for watching. In summary, we made it so that we could start right at stabbing, as well as at least the beginning of our special attacks system. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.